Good day, mates. And let's chat a little bit today about why you should or should not go see the New Year's Eve fireworks in Sydney, Australia. So let's chat about it. Since 2012, it has been on my bucket list to go back to Australia since I was there studying abroad, doing my thing as little Tyler back then. But going back there and seeing this beautiful masterpiece, one of the best fireworks displays in the world, from what I've been told. So I had to see it for myself. So does it live up to the hype? Well, I'm here to talk to you guys a little bit about kind of the pros and the cons, because I recently went there and I saw it from the 2023 clock going to 2024 this last year. So let's chat a little bit about the time of year. So when you're down there, you guys are gonna see that it is summertime, although it is late December. But they have amazing kind of weather around that time with the occasional shower, but great beach weather, fun times with that. So if you're into the beaches, which Sydney has a plethora of beautiful beaches, snorkeling and scuba diving that you can do around there, then it's a perfect time for that, especially the coastal walks. In addition to that, so what we were told when we stayed at the Intercontinental, they told us that they were estimating almost 1.5 million people just in the small Sydney region for the fireworks. Yeah, that's a lot of people. So there are extra charges throughout that time frame, especially on the first. As a public holiday, they tack on surcharges to your meal that ranged anywhere from 10 to 20%. So you kind of have to be ready for that you cannot negotiate. It's just tacked onto the bill if you want to eat there. Also, prices can be insane for hotels. So you really have to watch out, weigh which hotel you want to be on. Do you want to be a little bit farther away from the city center? Or if you're right on the city center or the harbor like we were, book early, use points like what we did, because my stay would have cost around $2,500 for about 4 nights. Yeah, but we are right on the bay. You could even kind of see the fireworks from the harbor bridge if you really stuck your head at the window. If you go to the corner, you can see the bridge right there, see? So we have the view of kind of, but it's better than paying thousands of dollars. You could kind of see 1 or 2 fireworks, but you could pay for upgraded packages for insane amounts. I'll put that on screen now because I got some emails and I'll show you what that looks like from what the Intercontinental was trying to gouge us with. If you got the extra money though, super easy. What those allow you to do is just go up to that room and that area, watch the fireworks from your room. Super easy compared to what we did. Where do you actually view the fireworks? Because are they just at the Harbor Bridge? Are they at the Opera House? Quite a few questions came up while we were kind of researching this. But there are so many places where they show fireworks during the New Year's Eve kind of barrage. And so of course the most famous are going to be off the Sydney Bridge, which shoot kind of to the Opera House, and also from the Opera House itself. But you also see them coming up from the top of the bridge, the back of the bridge. Barges are all along the harbor there. And so you will see fireworks. It just depends on, do you want to do that stakeout over at the Royal Botanic Gardens or the Opera House the day before or the night before to get your spot? But a really useful tool is actually Sydney. They've been doing this for a little while now. And so they actually have volunteers that are all throughout the city kind of telling you, hey, go here, go there, giving you brochures, helping you out. So they really did make it as easy of a process as you could, I would say, with how many people were there. The best spots for the fireworks were located kind of down by the Sydney Opera House and the Royal Botanic Gardens. Those were already full by about 11:30 in the morning. People were camping out and waiting till the morning when they were let in to be able to walk to their spots and kind of post there for the rest of the day and the night. So if you want a really good spot, see the front of the Sydney Opera House, front of the Harbor Bridge, you need to go early. I saw from our hotel, because we could see the Royal Botanic Gardens, people were already in there way early and it was packed. If you want a good spot, again, go early. You also have a website where it's sydneynewyearseve.com and then /vantage points, I think. You can Google it, and it is their official website that tells you a lot of the best locations around the bay and the harbor where you should be watching, or where you can be watching the fireworks. And the cool thing is once these places fill up, they actually will say they're full. And so you can go there, and it was accurate to some of the locations that we went to. We walked by it and they actually would not let us in at all. But what you may find may differ. I don't know. But you can use those to kind of plan your trip around. And the cool thing was that a lot of the sites actually didn't close off until about 5 p.m., I would say, for the New Year's Eve. And then there were some sites that just didn't close off that were way farther away. So you can see them. It just, how good of a view you want. So check that website out, super helpful. So you may ask, what did I and my group end up doing for that night? And when I go on a trip, I like to get the most out of my time. I don't like to sit there and wait just hours for something. And even something so big like this for me, I came this time of year just to see this. And either way, what we ended up doing was going with one of my friends, Angela, who is a local in Sydney, and she brought us up to what I called Cockatoo Park, because there's cockatoos everywhere, but it's actually Palm Beach, up a little farther north Sydney. Beautiful hike. We went up to the top of the lighthouse. We got to kind of hang around over there. Had a fantastic time. Hung out and then came back by about 5, where you really have to watch out. If you go anywhere else or try to drive throughout the city, they will start closing off areas, and they are posted online, but they will close you off, and it's gonna be super difficult to get you around. And I don't know how long it took Angela, my buddy, to get back out of that area once she dropped us off just past the Harbor Bridge. But thank you again for that. We had such a blast. But either way, we did that, kind of hung out around our hotel room for a little bit, and then 9:30 rolled around, and it was on. From there, we just went out, and this is where we fought the crowds. Certain areas were already blocked off. If you wanted to go to the Circular Quay, wasn't gonna happen. If you wanted to go to the Royal Botanic Gardens, Opera House, not happening. What we had to do was walk quite a bit farther down over to Darling Harbour, and a couple of those spots were closed at this time too. But we found another area that was not on the Vantage's website. And so we kind of checked it out, Ballarat Park, where you had the view of the back of all of the fireworks, in addition to the Darling Harbour fireworks that were also, they were conducting there too. So we kind of got the back end of it, the top of the bridge, and Darling Harbour. Didn't have to wait long. We got there by about 10:30, hanging out, and just kind of sat there and enjoyed. So if you want an area where you don't have to wait, you can just go there, show up, see the fireworks, that was a good spot. Ballarat Park in kind of the north end of Darling Harbour. Was it worth it to see the fireworks when it struck midnight for New Year's Day for 2024? For me, I had been waiting over 10 years to come back to Australia, and that moment was kind of surreal. Just sitting there, enjoying ourselves. We weren't too crowded, just got to sit on a lawn, stand up at one point, and just enjoy and really kind of soak in what Sydney has to offer. And you know, we talked about it earlier, you brave the crowds, there's extra expenses, you have beautiful weather though. This is something that will stay with me, I think, for the rest of my life. And for me, it was totally worth it. But again, everybody's priorities are different. But as far as fireworks go, yeah, it was a pretty bomb show. So I think it was about 12 minutes long, but it was awesome. And when I go back, I think I've seen it now. I don't need to go back during that time, but I will for sure be back in Sydney, Australia. So thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.